Hey everybody, welcome back to Landshark Garage. Today Mrs. Landshark and I are going to turn 1, 2, 3, 4 bucket seats into 1, 2 bucket seats. Here we go. Okay, so these are the seats out of our 80 Camaro, and they're actually in pretty good shape if it wasn't for the rust problems down in here and the springs being shot and stuff. And our friend Troy, who's got a 78Z, had some extra seats, knew we needed them, so we're going to take our covers and put them on these seats because the bottoms and the sliders and all the hardware for his seats are good. The seats are just kind of in rough shape. So we got to take the backs off because the backs we won't have to do anything with other than clean them up. And the backs are held on by this little push washer on either side. So we're going to pop that push washer off. Hopefully we can save it. If we don't, not a big deal. We'll get new ones. But that's the only thing that holds that on. This push washer goes in a little channel on both sides, and that will kind of relieve the tension. We should be able to just pry these out and get the backs off. We're going to take all the backs off and we're going to start working on the bottoms. Look how ugly that is. See, there's all these springs are shot. There's like 0 springage underneath there. Sliders are shot, bases are shot. So we're going to take the cover off of this bad boy. If we can get, I hope we can get the pins out. That's the biggest problem I see.
No,
I don't think we want to.
Let's just not even venture into there.
That's not even. So
The paint, they're not super rusty going up in there. I mean, if they are, what do they do? You do a burnout, you fall in the back seat.
I know a guy that did that. Put a fiberglass seat in a drag car. He launched, busted all the bolts and flipped over backwards. Moby! His have got the hard back on. Kind of his E28 thing. They got a hard plastic back on the back of them. And you can take that off and take the slip cover off,
This
but
is rusty too.
we won't need to. T50s. The ones coming out of Troy's seats are going to come out way easier than the ones in that Camaro. Take this little piece of plastic off of here. She's a Butte Clark. Not even a mouse nest, honey. So this driver's seat looks like it was probably seat you could lay down. It's got this shaft running through it. Try and get it out of there. Recline. That's the word I was looking for. I think that would just come out of there. So that's got some kind of keyway in it. See that? This little criner thing. I'll probably have one of them for sale if anybody needs one. I ain't gonna use it for nothing, but I won't get rid of it. Time for the friendly one. Ice cold grain belt. That little piece for this is behind there, so use. It looks like they probably use the same seat parts. Okay, the easy ones are done. I'm glad Mrs. L gets a kick out of these. I'm not much of a hog ring kind of guy. This is really going to be fun if this doesn't come apart. Oh. Beavis and Butthead. Oh. Yeah, look at that. My gosh.
Well, we're gonna see if we can get this old seat cover off. Cut some hog rings here. There's like a wire that runs through here.
One hog ring right there. One right there. One right here. Hog rings in here, 4 down the sides to get it back into the cushion. All right, so there we go. La-di-da. You know, it's land shark quality. Kind of multitasking today. Cleaning up seats. Trying to get the 49 ready to go to back to the 50s. Seats are in really good shape, just need a good cleaning. A little hot water and Dawn dish soap take care of the vinyl. Don't really have anything special. Then I use just a carpet and upholstery cleaner on the fabric. Mrs. L did the back seat and it turned out good, so I'm hoping the front seat will turn out just as good.
This plastic strip on the bottom of the front seat is off of here, and I am just going to sew it back on by hand. Some upholstery thread, able to go right through the holes. Have a needle nose if I get stuck and need to pull it through, but I think it's going to take in a couple stitches and I think it's going to work really well. I'm just using the previous holes that are here and just matching them up, and actually it'll take no time at all here.
I'm going to go ahead and start putting this seat back together. Kind of the way we took it apart. Got everything kind of cleaned up. You might have to go over it again. We're hoping by the end of this episode we'll have back seat in, front seats ready to go in, carpet laid, door panels on. We're hoping. So this just goes back together with the bolsters that we took out earlier. I don't know if that's what they call them. The little hooky, hangery thingies that hold the seat back holder thingy on it. So you can tilt the seat forward. Tilt, seat, tilt, bolt, somethings. How's that sound? What would GM call it? Stupid little clips that hold the back onto the seat. I'm using a 9/16 deep well, which is like perfectly suited for that. And then I'm gonna tap them on there and break them, and then we're gonna end up having to order them. But we'll say that they're fine, and we'll keep on going. So these pins right here, there's a little plastic bushing in there that the seats from the 78 didn't have that bushing for some reason, but we were able to salvage up enough of these bushings to make the world a better place. So that just is going to drive on there hopefully with this socket. Stand by. Watch, this will break. Are you kidding me? That works so slick. Son of a buck. All right, that seat's ready to go in. Unless of course we have to clean it again, which we probably do. I haven't checked the retractor to see if it works, but it should, because everything functions in there. I'll probably do a little lubrication on here, put a little Dr. Porkenheimer's boner juice on it. So that should be ready to put in. Everything else seems like it's working up to snuff. Little bolsters went on there. I take it there was probably some kind of plastic cover that went over this to make it look beautiful, but we couldn't find any, so they probably got consumed by Mother Earth. So we might think about doing that. Chances are good we probably won't, but we'll think about it. I'm gonna start working on the door panels. These are held on by duct tape, as you can see. I'm gonna hold them down with Gorilla Tape, because that's a technology advancement, I guess, in the GM field. But that's usually when you take these door panels out, that's what you find with these, is there's duct tape or painter's tape or something holding them on. So we're just going to replace the tape to hold that on, and then we'll be putting these little feather posts, what they call them. That'll be what holds it against the door. We do know that back here on both of our panels, this is kind of questionable on the bottom, maybe where some of the water was in at. In that case, we'll probably use some 3M mounting tape just to suck it up against the door panel. We've used sheet metal screws on that before, and you don't really see them. I'm sweating like a butcher, man. I got WD-40 in my eyes. PB Blaster. No, that is what I used. PB Blaster.
How'd you get it in your eyes?
Well, I'm a talented son of a gun. I think I had it on my finger.
Oh, well, it's like getting jalapeno.
I ran a finger through my eyeball. I remember I sprayed some mace one time back in the day. And then I wiped my nose and rubbed my eyes as I was driving down the road. That was a bad, bad deal.
Honey, you know what you think about? You think of the interesting life you've had. Cop, firefighter, EM. I mean, you've been involved in every gross thing that's ever happened in this county, babe.
Every gross thing that's happened in this county since 1983, exactly. There are very few that I don't think of.
You're an EMT. I mean, yeah, I've been in every facet of public service.
No wonder we can't relax for. Oh yeah, and that was back when I used to chew. So you know, right away after a adrenaline dump like that, and I try and take a chew. So yeah, it was ugly. I still remember it. I was driving a 1990 Plymouth Grand Fury with a 360 in it. Classic cop car for back in the day. Used to flip the air cleaner cover over so you could listen to it when you stepped on it. So these little guys got a Pac-Man on the top of them. See that? And you just start working it into that hole, and you can turn them, and they'll latch, and they'll stay there even after you pop them out. A lot of times they either stay with the door or they stay with the panel. But this panel being in such pristine condition, and then the cardboard slotted enough that you can move this around so that the hole lines up with the hole on the door. These kind of have little metal clips. Not sure. A little bit, I don't know, kind of slide in there and then they squeeze down into the hole. And I couldn't really find them other than through a restoration place. I will show you something. If your significant other ever asks you why you got all this junk around, which mine never does that, this is the screw that was missing for the steering column a couple episodes back. That thing is $40 online for one screw, and I happen to have it in an old steering column, and that's what holds the key switch in, the key and tumbler switch. 40 bucks for that screw. Talk about getting screwed. I can already hear Mrs. Landshark's editing finger going delete, delete, delete. Okay, pretty comfortable with that. This is our pile of things that need to be applied in the interior. Don't look at that. That's not alcohol. Back seats, bottoms, tops, door panels. Coming together nicely. That's what I'm telling you. Alright, so Mrs. L got that all sewed back together. We're going to put that seat cover on there, put the seat back together, and it's going to happen this fast. Snap! Snap! Just like that. Snap! That's how we're going to get it done. Snap! And it'll be just like that. And there you have it. Both seats are back together. Beautifully constructed. You would not believe how hot it is in this garage. Let's put the interior together. All right, here we go. Door panels are in. Back seats, carpet, interior's looking good. You look at that headliner again. Did discover that this is the passenger side bottom, that's the driver's side bottom. Not gonna work that way, but we can't put these seats in until we get all the dash work done anyway, so they're gonna come back out to make it easier to access the wiring and all the crud that takes place there, which is what we're working on. But all right, never forget, drive your shit. We'll see ya.